Lots happening right now in the Cardano ecosystem, so much that I can't cover everything, but here is a really good snapshot for this week, the 18th of January 2022.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast.
Hey everyone, I'm Peter Buey. If this is your first time here, please give me that like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and you hear more great Cardano related content from me real soon. There is a lot happening at the moment in the Cardano ecosystem, and it's just a little bit hard to cover every single aspect, but I'll try. First off, if you haven't heard, or if you're not on Twitter, or if you've taken a week off or whatever from social media, SundaeSwap is launching their DEX. Their beta DEX is going live on mainnet on the 20th of January 2022. You'll see the DEX launch around that time, and we'll be able to interact with a full automated market maker DEX with liquidity pools at that point in time. So it's really exciting for the Cardano ecosystem. It's a fully fledged DEX that is being launched, and you can check out the video that I did on the launch, on how to interact with the DEX, how to set up your wallet, what wallets can you use, how to interact with the liquidity pools. I've done so many videos. Check out the playlist and you'll be able to find out exactly what and how you can interact with the DEX so that you can make the most of this DEX launch. My next news item is around MinSwap. So they're launching their testnet version of their concurrency batcher model called Laminar on the 25th of January. So on testnet, you'll see this all in action, and a trusted group of batchers will be performing the actions there. So that's absolutely fantastic. It's really good to see MinSwap also progressing forward. They've announced that they're doing their audit with Twig, and I believe that's progressing at the moment as well. So that's really good. They're taking the steps that they need to do to make sure their DEX is secure and ready for launch on mainnet as well. Now, they talk about a whole bunch of other things here, but one really cool thing to point out is the actual transactions per second. So they've worked out through a little bit of testing that they can do 144 swaps per minute, or if you break that down, divided by 60, that's 2.4 swaps per second. Incredibly fast. It's faster than what SundaeSwap have claimed for their DEX, and it's much faster than what Uniswap 2 can perform on Ethereum. So it's really cool to see some of these batching methods to deal with the concurrency model that is required in Cardano so that they can scale up and take in all these transactions at once. So it's really cool to see that they're progressing really well. And there's a little bit more there on their blog article, which I'll put in the show notes, where you can read about their testing methods and how they go through the process. Now, they are waiting for certain Cardano improvement proposals from 31 to 33, which will really help with the optimization of the Pluto scripts and deployment onto the mainnet as well. So we'll see a lot of this stuff come into play a little bit later. I believe this is going to come into play in late or early February. I can't remember the date exactly, but we should see those SIP improvements roll out onto mainnet very, very soon. Now, my next news story is around the metaverse. Pavia has been seeing a lot of interest from media lately. So as the Cardano blockchain is ramping up in the DeFi space, the metaverse space is as exciting, and Pavia's land sales have skyrocketed. This article here says 680 per land roughly, but it's gone up to 1,000 at least. So anyone that's been buying and holding their Pavia land titles to build out this great metaverse is doing quite well. They've also put out models around their Pavia assets, so Pavia compatible assets, the PCAs, and some of them look really, really cool. So if you want to check them out, check out their Discord channel. They have a lot of these assets being displayed in various threads there, and you can check out what people and what community members have been building in the Pavia universe. Very, very cool. My next news story is around World Mobile, and they're doing really amazing stuff. They're coming leaps and bounds. They've actually fulfilled their 1,000 Earth node reservations. So during the launch of their token and the staking mechanism that they have, they also put aside a whole bunch of Earth node reservations, and they needed or required about 1,000 of them, exactly 1,000, and they have been fully fulfilled now. Now, the team have also been making a lot of progress with their tethered balloons, which will act as communication satellites for the networks that they want to link up. So they're working in Zanzibar at the moment, and they're taking over from where Google had left off. Will they succeed? I think they will, with a massive community such as the Cardano community behind them, powering them through and wanting them to succeed. I believe that they'll be able to connect the unconnected and fulfill that mission of the DeFi to the millions of people in Africa. So that would be absolutely fantastic to see, and the progress is going very well. I highly recommend that you read through this article if you haven't kept up with the world mobile news. All the links are down below in the show notes. This article here that has come from IOG talks about how Cardano will be scaling over the next year. There are many different methods, and this article goes through 12 different methods in regards to how scaling is done or how they're going to scale on the Cardano blockchain. And this beautiful infographic really says it all. The increase of the block size, pipelining, input endorsers, the memory, CPU parameters for Plutus, and so much more. If you really want to get into the details around how the scaling is going to work, please check out this article. Links again in the show notes for you. There is a lot in this article, and I don't exactly want to go through all of them because it's essentially an entire episode that I can go through it, but you will hear more about it on the audio podcast. So please check out the audio podcast on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Play, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Now, one of my favorite projects, one of my favorite DeFi projects is VyFinance, and they have put out a white paper around their NFT. So if you haven't heard, their NFT, their purple NFT that they gave away to all the ICO participants, their purple and gold, I should say, they have been used for staking in their NFT vaults on their platform. And staking them, you can earn additional rewards, which is really, really cool. You can check out all the videos I did with Stephen Ward in regards to their platform and NFT staking. But this is the new white paper that they're putting together, or they have put together, that talks about the next release of the NFTs. And if I just go down here, you can see that they're releasing their white NFT. There's going to be 12,500 of them. And they're going to be sold for 37 ADA each. So anyone that actually missed out on the purple or the gold NFTs will be able to participate in their ecosystem and stake the white NFTs into their NFT vaults. So this gives an extra, I hope, at least 10,000 people the opportunity to be able to get in on the ecosystem and stake NFTs. Now, they did say that the original participants that have the existing NFTs will be airdropped the new white NFTs. So that means I'll get one at least. Yay, fantastic. And the other thing that's really cool is that the royalties is set at 15%, and it is split between different parts of their ecosystem. So the rewards from selling the NFTs don't go to the pockets of the project itself, not the owners or the team members, actually goes back to the ecosystem, which is absolutely amazing. That's really cool. So each time one of these NFTs is sold and traded, those profits will go back into the ecosystem itself, and those rewards distributed to the holders of VyFi tokens. How cool is that? And if you can't tell, I am a VyFi fan. All right, so I'm really excited about that. The white paper is really cool. Links to it in the show notes if you want to find out more. Now, in the meme coin industry, in the meme coin space, Bison coin had been gaining much attraction, and unfortunately they suffered a hack. One of their wallets were hacked. I don't know how it was. The laptop, I believe, was compromised, and as a result, 43% of the Bison tokens that hadn't been distributed yet were taken out of supply, and a hacker got away with it along with all the other assets that were in that wallet. So it's really important to make sure you keep those seed phrases secure. Make sure your laptop security is up to date. You may be using a VPN, firewalls, whatever it might be, to keep your online life secure as possible. If anything, you should be at least purchasing one of these devices here. This is a Ledger Nano. I cannot get the focus right on that, but that is the best way that you can secure your online life. That device is by far the best way to keep your crypto assets safe. So I highly recommend that you get one if you don't have one yet. If you have a significant amount of crypto assets that you would be very upset about if you lost, it's worth getting. You can store Bitcoin on there, Ethereum, Solana, whatever it supports. It supports thousands of different crypto assets. So it's worth getting, especially if you're into other crypto assets as well, not just ADA. So it's really important that you keep your online life safe and secure. In episode 21 of the audio podcast, I did a big roundup around security, and I also did a interview with Nick Nikiforakis, who is a cybersecurity expert, and talks all about how you can keep your online identity safe and avoid these phishing scams that are out there as well. So it's well worth a listen. Now, my next news item is around the CNFT Awards. Nominations are open at the moment. If you're an NFT artist and you would like to possibly be highlighted within the CNFT Awards, it's your time now to apply and go through the process there. It's got a lot of really cool sponsors on there, so I'm really happy to see that. And this ecosystem around NFTs in the Cardano ecosystem is really blossoming and blooming at the moment. It's absolutely fantastic. So I'll be watching this one and finding out exactly what is going on, what projects, what artists are being highlighted here, because this will really highlight and showcase all these really cool NFT artists that I've never heard of before as well. So I'm really looking forward to this one here. Now, Empowa are moving ahead with their project at the moment. I did do an interview with them and it will be released very soon. Empowa are all about RealFi, actually building homes, sustainable homes in Africa through their decentralized platform, connecting builders with the investors that can actually power the ecosystem. So if you haven't heard of Empowa, please make sure you check out this interview, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll be able to learn more about Empowa and what they're offering. But they're going through their token sale very, very soon. I believe it's on the 20th of January. So everything's happening at the moment, but you'll be able to participate and buy more Empowa tokens through their platform, which will allow you to participate within their ecosystem and to possibly earn rewards on property leases. Yeah, that's right. So they're going to build, not them themselves, but their platform will allow renters to pay for their rent through their platform for homes that were built through their platform, and you as a token holder will earn the rental rewards from that. So it's a really cool, novel idea, and it won't just stop at Africa. It can expand to any other parts of the world and in the developed nations as well. So it's a very interesting and really cool platform to look into. My last news story is CCVault. Now my favorite wallet at the moment is launched on the App Store for Apple and for Android as well. So if you're a fan of CCVault, you can now transact directly online via your mobile. So it's really cool. We did need more mobile devices that had interactions with the Cardano blockchain, and this is it. This is it's pretty good. It's essentially a wrapper of the desktop version, but it works very well and looks very good. And if you're used to the desktop version, you'll be very familiar with the mobile version as well. All right, so that is it for this week in terms of the news items. There is a lot going on at the moment. If you are into SundaeSwap, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow the links and everything there. The audio podcast this week will talk all about strategies that you can deploy to make the most of the SundaeSwap launch. Yeah, so if you're really into some ideas and concepts and what you can possibly do, That podcast episode will talk all about it, so make sure you check that one out. If you missed this and it's a month later, these same strategies would apply for any other DEX launch, as well as actually just using it on a regular everyday basis as well. So please check out that podcast episode. All right, so that's it for me for this news update, and I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debating.